What makes a train memorable? Is it the food, the sights, or the interior? Perhaps it's a train that lets you escape reality, if only for a little bit. Or the story the train tells. I headed to northern Japan to uncover one such magical train and to find out for myself. Come along as we jump on board the Tohoku Emotion. We begin in Hachinohe, a city of about 200,000 on the east side of Aomori, the northernmost prefecture on the island of Honshu. The prefecture is well known for its outdoors, the Nebuta Matsuri with these wonderful bright and vibrant floats, and of course, apples. And I imagine doctors have a tough time finding work around here. Hachinohe is easily reachable as it's a stop on the Tohoku Shinkansen, with northbound trains headed for Shin Aomori and Hokkaido, and southbound trains headed for Sendai and Tokyo. The station is also a terminal for the Hachinohe Line and the Aomori Railway, a local railway whose line runs up to Aomori, which was created after the introduction of the Shinkansen. The Tohoku Emotion's outbound trip leaves at 11:06, and since the train is already in the station, let's head down and check it out. And here it is, the one and only Tohoku Emotion. It's a 3-car DMU, and it looks like we're getting the red carpet treatment today. The doors opened 10 minutes prior to departure, which gave us lots of time to take pictures on the platform and to enjoy the train's livery. And then it was time to climb on board. We'll be seated in the last table of Car 3, which on the outbound trip is the front of the train. The tables are set up nicely with a place setting and a menu, which we'll look at once the trip gets underway. And what's this? A welcome drink on a train? This is a sign of good things to come. So cheers to a fantastic train and a very delicious sparkling apple cider. And from then, it was time to start this trip. We'll enjoy this train for the next 2 hours, and we'll make our way south along the coast, and we'll arrive in Kuji in neighboring Iwate Prefecture at 1:02. This wonderful train is a 3-car set. Car 1 holds 7 private rooms, good for up to 4 guests with booth seating. There's also a storage closet behind the doors. The train is fully booked, so I was unable to see the compartments on board this day, but they do look quite nice and cozy from the outside, don't they? Car 2 is the kitchen car with the reception desk, perhaps my favorite car on the train. This is where the magic happens, and here they are preparing the first course for lunch. There are some artistic maps where you can learn a little bit of this corner of Japan. And of course, we are in car number 3, which can accommodate 20 guests comfortably. There are 4 triangular tables, like the one we're at, which sits 2, and the rectangle tables which can accommodate up to 4 guests. The train's interior is designed with soft lighting, dark wood paneling, fixtures, seats, with soft jazz playing in the background. The ends of car 1 and 3 have doors which separate from the driver's cabin, which dampens the noise throughout the trip. There are a few short tunnels on this trip, and I really enjoy the ambiance and soft glow while we make our way through the tunnels. There are no power outlets to speak of, so if you do wish to take many pictures, having a power bank would be beneficial on this trip. I think the train is done remarkably well. Everything from the outside livery to the interior composition provides a sense of elegance, with touches coming from all corners of Tohoku. We are now following the coast, which is on the left side of the train on these outbound trips. The one drawback of these triangular tables. So I spent a lot of time at the end of the car, outside of the dining room, to take advantage of the views from the other side of the train. But with the meal service starting, it was time to settle down at my table to enjoy our 4-course culinary masterpiece. The menu's dishes are written in both Japanese and Italian, and I added the translations of the drinks for your convenience, and you can pause here if you wish to read in its entirety. The first course is the antipasto, which was presented in a lovely wooden box. Each bite was fresh and inviting. The salmon ravioli with the ikura, ouzo pasta, and the calamari with tomato sauce were the ones which I enjoyed the most. But of course, each recipe has its strengths and highlights. To accompany the meal, I enjoyed this lovely crisp Aomori sparkling cider. Their drink menu offers everything from coffee, tea, cider, beer, or juices like this Aomori apple juice, or apple cider depending on your definition. The second course is the pasta dish Timballo di melanzane. The pasta is wrapped in thin slices of eggplant, which has a nice breadcrumb and parmesan crust. Another dish I thoroughly enjoyed. The tomato sauce, very savory, and was perfect for this dish. By the end of the pasta dish, we stopped briefly at Hashikami Station to allow the northbound train to pass. One aspect I enjoyed of this experience was the timing of each course. It was not a rushed service and allowed guests to enjoy the views and the train between and during each course. Once we got up and running again, it was time for the third dish, the falso maguro. My understanding is that this recipe originates from Sicily, and like the other courses, it was very well done. A hard-boiled egg wrapped with perfectly seasoned meat with tomato sauce and topped with a bit of Parmesan cheese. Doesn't get any better than this. The saddest part of my day is when I finished this course. And what better way is there to raise my spirits than with dessert? It came in this wonderful box. However, I'm pretty full right now, so let's digest and enjoy some of the sights and come back to this in a minute. Alright, time to see what's for dessert. I guess it doesn't matter how full you are, there's always space, right? Ooh, we have a cannoli, a pistachio tiramisu, and a slice of cherry pudding. Again, always fantastic, and I'm not going to complain. The tiramisu was my favorite, and the cannoli is going to get honorable mentions as well. They were not overly sweet and a perfect way to conclude the meal service. And the traditional closing of the box indicates now that the meal service is complete. Fully content, but perhaps a bit sad. So if I got your mouth watering, here's a bit of information about the train. It operates on weekends and holidays and a few weekdays. The return trip from Kuji leaves at 2:18 and arrives back in Hachinohe at 4 p.m. The onboard service is different on each trip. On the inbound trip, it's an afternoon tea menu, so you'll find it a bit lighter with more sweets and baked goods rather than the savory meals we enjoyed today. All drinks on the trip are included in the fare, which I was surprised about because on many trains we've enjoyed, such as the Sapphire Odoriko, the Monogataris, and the Yufui no Mori, drinks are not included or limited to one. The menu we experienced today was for October through to December 2024, so who knows what the menu will be in the future, but I'm sure it will be equally pleasing. Getting a ticket for these trains is very difficult and requires a little bit of luck. Tickets for trains in Japan are always released 1 month prior to the travel date. The website, like many Japanese sites, is not the most cooperative, and if you're unable to book on there, I would recommend to visit a Midori no Madoguchi ticket office exactly 1 month before the departure trip, and just hope for the best. You also may find some luck by visiting a travel agent. And just before we arrive, look at one of the washrooms. There's 2 on board, one in car 3 and the other in car 1. Overall, this is a fantastic, memorable journey, and I was very happy to enjoy it this day. I've been eyeing this train for quite some time. Enjoying these rural trains takes a little bit more planning than the ones found in Tokyo or Fukuoka or other larger cities, but one will be well rewarded for their extra efforts. The introduction of this train 11 years ago was to revitalize tourism and introduce local products after the 2011 earthquake, and I think it serves this purpose very well. The cost of this journey for a ticket in the dining room came out to 10,200 yen. And here are the other prices for the compartments and the return trip, which is a bit cheaper due to the lighter menu. And just after 2 p.m., we arrive in the small town of Kuji. From here I grabbed a bus and headed for the Shinkansen. I hope you enjoyed the Tohoku Emotion as much as I did. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.